say, I punched you in the face right here, right now. Do you think he will believe you?
I think
Honestly.
when it comes to physical violence, I think you're more likely to be believed. When it comes to sexual violence, I would not be likely to be believed. So if
Okay.
you want to like make this analogous to the prompt, which is talking about sexual violence, if I were to go to the police right now and tell them that you did something to me, they would more than likely not believe me. Or it's not that they wouldn't believe me, but they wouldn't do anything.
Okay. So let's say, for example, you know, you spread let's just say right now I spread a rumor about you, saying that you're a racist, a sexist, this and that. There is very little things you can do to prove that you are not a racist or a sexist. There's literally nothing you can do
I'm
because
talking
that's
about,
something with
like,
emotion.
with the prompt, I'm talking about sexual violence. I'm not talking about,
Even
like, racism.
well, sexual violence.
It's even worse.
That's even worse. Wait, what?
That's even worse than
How?
what he's saying. He's actually
How?
softballing you by asking race, and like being racist is
Yeah,
actually a lot less
again, I will say this
severe.
again. If I were to go to the police right now and say that Mike or Wallace or someone did something to me, whether that's true or false, the police, like, they're more than likely going to take the report and then nothing's going to come of it. So what's the
Well,
point?
When
when it
people
comes
go
to
public
that,
about these accusations, that's when the
well,
actual damage is done. If you make a
Wallace,
private report against somebody, that's completely between you and the law and that person, because there's only those three parties involved. When we talk
and
about false accusations, no one would really know what is going on between you and somebody unless it becomes public, right? So if I take the TikTok and say that someone did this to me, or that so on and so forth, then that would actually become a problem, because now I'm dragging their name publicly through the dirt. And that has an actual consequence, because there are going to be some first impressions that people have that are going to be of that. And they're not going to know any better that I was
What would
not
be
actually
a
the perpetrator of that
consequence of
crime.
that? What would be a
I'm
consequence
sorry?
of that?
okay,
What would be a
Reputational
consequence
damage.
of that?
I would
getting
lose
a
my
job,
job. You would lose your job. You would lose the
lose
ability to get
friends.
hired
You think
somewhere.
that men
I
regularly
don't think
lose
you're
their
being
job
serious
as a
with that
result of
question,
being
though.
raped, being accused of
No, I'm
rape?
saying absolutely. Yeah,
Do you have any
absolutely.
evidence for that?
Yes, I do have evidence for that, because it's happened
Okay,
to somebody that I know. So I do have
that's not
evidence of this.
evidence.
And this also, no, this is evidence, isn't it?
That's not
Because
evidence.
you
I
just
mean,
asked me
it's
for
not
evidence, and I'm
sufficient.
giving you an example.
Yeah, so
I'm giving you an
do you live in
example.
America?
Who would want to hire somebody who has an accusation?
Okay, so your evidence is conjecture. And out of 175 million men, your evidence is a single man and conjecture. Do you have any better evidence? Because that's kind of weak. Wallace, that question was for you.
I think you got muted.
He can unmute himself if a mod muted him.
Would you want to hire me if I did that?
Wallace,
If I had an accusation against me?
why are you asking a question in response to my question? I asked you a very clear
Because I
question.
was talking first.
Other than the 1 in 175 million men that you know had an issue, and other than your conjecture, do you have any other evidence that men regularly lose their jobs as a result of false allegations?
Again, it doesn't.
The answer is
The
no.
regularity of it
Wallace?
does not change the consequence that it can happen.
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen in a very rare case. It doesn't happen regularly or
Rare?
significantly.
Rare? All right.
If it becomes public information, then yes, it becomes a
Raw,
problem, and you
raw,
will
raw
lose
legal.
opportunities.
So let me be super clear as to what the debate prompt is. The debate prompt is this: false accusations in and of themselves, absent an aggravating factor, do not cause regularly or significantly harm to the accused lives. If you guys disagree with that, what are your facts or sources for that other than your fee-fees?
I have.
Would you care
factual
if I accused you of
legal
something
numbers.
that was
Go
very
ahead.
severe?
Go ahead and accuse me right now.
But would you care if
No,
I
go
just
ahead
took
and
to the
accuse me right
internet
now.
and I start spreading rumors about you
Happens
that
to
are
me
not
every day.
true?
Happens to me every day.
Okay, in your life you don't care about that at all.
Nope.
You don't care that people might look at you differently, that people might think things about you that are 100% not true or fair or accurate. You don't care about that, is what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
entitled to people's friendship or respect, right?
Oh
And even
boy.
then,
So
there
you're
is
not
a
entitled to your own opportunities in the workspace? either.
Okay, how did you go from friendships to workspace? That was a quick pivot.
No,
Did
that
you
was
get
what my
dizzy when
original
you
point
spun
was from
around
the
that
start.
quickly?
No, 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 no. That was what I was saying
You
from the
just said,
start.
would you
That was
care
what I
if people
led
were
with.
going around saying these things about you? I said no. And then you pivoted to the workplace.
I did not
So
pivot. This
you
was my
have
original
to.
point.
Sure, so let's go back to workplace. What's your evidence that men are regularly fired as a result of false allegations?
It's not that you will get fired, but it's also because the fact that people are not even going to want to have anything to do with your
Great.
name,
What's your
period.
evidence?
Who would want to be surrounded by
Great.
that?
What's your
Again, this is
evidence?
common sense. Common
Great. So
sense.
no evidence.
Oh my fucking God. I don't know why you're making this more difficult than it needs to be. If I'm hiring you and
It's a
there's an
really simple
accusation
question.
against you,
Wally, it's a
no,
simple
this
question.
is a simple question to
Wally,
you.
am I
If I'm
correct in
hiring
saying
you
that
and
you
you
don't
have
have
an
any evidence
accusation
then?
that you assaulted somebody, why should I hire you? Why should I want to even consider you?
I'm asking the question again. You don't have any evidence. Can you just admit, yes, you have no evidence?
No, I'm not going to admit that because there is
Of
evidence
course
out
not,
there.
because you're not acting in good faith. You're just here because you're fifis. So, to your
No, you think
question,
that it has no
to your question, if someone tells me that they've been falsely accused of rape, would I likely hire them? The answer is no. Now, my question back to you after I've answered your question
So
is,
you just admit that it.
shh. Now, in response to you asking me a question and me answering that question, see how that worked, Wallace? Why don't you explain to me why it is you believe that the majority of employers come to learn about a mere accusation? How does that happen, Wallace?
Sorry, you're gonna have to repeat that.
Sure.
I didn't catch the tail end of
When
that.
you go on an interview, why don't you explain to me
Okay.
how is it this random company you're interviewing with? How is it they learn that you're accused of rape? How does that happen?
Learning your background
Who
is legally their
knows?
job.
Yeah, your background, trying to
How
find
does it
out things
happen?
about you is part of an employer's job. So
Great.
they will
How?
check court documents about you because you want to know
That's a
what
full. Hang
happens.
on.
Is these things
Hang on. That's a
go to the
charge.
court?
That's a charge, not an
Yeah, these
allegation,
things go to the
right?
court.
Hang on. An allegation is someone stating out loud that you have hurt them. That's an allegation, right? You just said a charge, a police report, right? We're not talking about a police report. We're saying the mere act of someone saying that this person raped me. Not even talking about the police report. Explain to me how someone saying that you have raped them and maybe telling people that you have raped them, how will that be reported to a random employer?
This is so beyond disingenuous. We're just
Oh, you
getting
can't
hung up
answer
on
the question, so you're
semantics.
just going to pretend that you, I don't know, have the intellectual superior mind or something. Like, I'm confused.
No,
Like,
this is just
it
beyond
was a very clear
semantics.
question. How am I arguing semantics, you dumbass? What are semantics? Define semantics.
We're talking about accusations, so we're not
Define
talking about anything except for
semantics.
just rumors.
Define
Semantics,
semantics, you
wording, the
dumbass.
fucking syntax, the definition of the words that you're saying, and
Great.
synonyms that might be related to them.
So very close, yeah. So it's concerned with the meaning of words, right? So what is it exactly? How am I
Accusations. You can have a
arguing over
legal
it?
accusation against
We're
you.
not.
You
We're
can
not
have a
arguing.
rumor
We're
levied
not
against
arguing.
you.
We're not
You
arguing.
can have
I'm
all
telling
sorts of
you.
different accusations in different forms.
We're not arguing. I'm telling you what the words mean, right? Because we're the people who are hosting, right? So we are telling you what is meant by these words because words have many meanings, right? So we're telling you what it means. That's not
So you mean
semantics.
rumors. So you just mean word of mouth. That's it. You don't mean it getting stamped on a sheet of paper. You only mean words. That's all you mean. You mean somebody saying
I don't
something.
know. I don't know why
That's what you just said.
diminish it like that, but sure.
Okay, then. So yeah,
A
no
person
fucking
coming
shit.
out and
If
saying
I
that
go running
you
around,
raped them.
this is so like what productivity does this debate even have if this is really what it's about?
I
Like,
don't know.
seriously?
You are one
How
of
is
the
this
dumbest.
productive?
You are one of the
It's
dumbest people to come up here so far. So you're right. This is difficult, Wally.
the reason that this is a productive debate is because men routinely come up and say that their lives were ruined as the result of a accusation, and that's typically like almost always not the case. So it's challenging the common idea that these accusations ruin lives when they statistically and routinely do not.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
I just wanted to say, let's say I'm, fresh inside of high school, football player or something, and a girl says I sexually assaulted her with no evidence. Everybody, let's just say hypothetically, everybody in the school believes her. Now there is no evidence yet, but that is still an accusation that's in the air. Everybody's hearing that. And they're not investigators, they're not cops, they're not going to investigate, they're not going to think about it. They're just going to hear this person sexually assaulted somebody, and that's what's going to be in their mind, because humans, right?
You're saying
So
if the school wouldn't investigate?
the school are not professional detectives. Yes, they can try to find
The
stuff
school
out, but
has
they're not
the school has
detectives.
a Title IX
Again,
office
that's
that
what I was
they
saying. I'm saying this is
hold
other
on,
students.
Mike,
Bold of you to
no,
assume they're that diligent.
Can I
yeah.
finish what I
So
was saying?
Mike,
Can I
shush.
finish what I was saying? I would like
Schools
to hear
have
what you were
Title
saying.
IX offices which routinely conduct, they're not legal investigations, but they do conduct investigations of whether or not these claims are either unfounded, true, or false. If a claim is, not substantiated by any evidence, the school is not going to punish the person who was alleged to have done whatever they're being alleged of. It's just going to be something that they document, and then like everyone moves on.
Really?
Well, if you heard what I said, I didn't say anything about the
That's
school.
how
I was talking
Title
about
IX
the
works.
students.
You
I was talking about the
can report
students.
something to
I
Title
said
IX.
keyword students. I say
Right.
keyword. I never said anything
You
about the school
said-
themselves.
Yeah, you said, Mike, someone who is a football player who has just graduated high school.
I was trying to give it hypothetical, but it kind of doesn't count.
Right. So what
unless
was the
I finish what I
hypothetical
was
going to
saying.
lead into? That he
So
plays a
back to
sport
what I
in
was saying.
college?
Can I at minimum finish what I was saying? I let you
I
speak.
mean, I guess, but I know where this is going to go. But go
So,
ahead.
again, football player, someone accuses me of something. Now, the students themselves, they don't have any detective teams. They don't have any research. All they're just going to hear, like if you right now heard, oh, blah, blah, blah did something, you don't have the tools or the research to actually figure out if that happened. All it's an accusation. You're just hearing this.
So you're saying that rumors ruin
there's no
lives? Is that
proof.
what you're saying?
Can I finish?
Yes.
Accusations. So now, hypothetically, everybody heard that I, sexually assaulted this female. Everybody's just gonna hear this, mind you, not proven yet, right? Literally, since everybody's gonna hear that, no scouters for that football player, because all they're gonna know you as, oh, he's that one dude that sexually assaulted that girl. Because, and mind you, these are normal people. This is not the school themselves or any type of business. These are normal people. All they're gonna know you as and hear you as, oh, he's that one guy that raped that girl without any evidence.
How are people at your new college going to hear these accusations?
Did I say anything
It
about
is so
college?
generous of you to think that all these people are going to do their due diligence to make sure that they're not spreading false rumors.
No. Didn't you say just graduated? Like, Mike, what are you trying to say, bro?
Excuse me, what?
So social media exists. That doesn't diminish his point at all.
And,
Right, but a lot of
gossip
people.
and talk
So you're
about what you said.
backtracking now.
So again, why did you say recently graduated football player if you weren't talking about
Who said recently
college?
graduated? Who said
Recently graduated from high school.
And like,
You
what
didn't
about
say
it?
that. Recently
I said
graduated
what
from
about
high
it?
school. Not that it matters.
What
school.
about it? Like, what about it? Like, why did you say recently graduated?
You're
I
getting
never
hung up
said
on a little
recently
fucking straw
graduated.
man because you can't make a better argument. We need to
No,
move
so
on from this
the whole
point.
point is
Can
that
I-
just because people believe that you are something doesn't mean that your life is ruined.
Okay,
Literally,
that's a wonderfully
Hold
generous
on,
statement.
Wallace.
Wonderfully generous.
How does a person?
You see so much good in people. You
stars. No,
Can
boss
I
lady
just
fun.
fucking talk?
Stars,
Holy
rich people,
shit!
millionaires. They can
Holy
just pay that
shit!
type
Can
of
I
stuff
just
off.
Irish? Like, can you fucking talk to these people and can you mute him? Because I can't mute Mike. So what I
What's
was
up,
gonna
please
say.
talk to us.
I mean,
What I
Wallace,
was-
you're a fucking moron. Like, it's really
What I
hard
was
to.
gonna say
Appreciate
is
it.
how is
You're welcome,
I really can't. I really fucking can't. I'm about to end this live. You guys need to stop talking over me. What I was gonna say was that Wallace, how does it harm Mike if I believe that he's a rapist? I'm not his employer. I'm not someone that is relevant to his life. How is that gonna harm Mike in any way, shape, or form?
Because you're not the only person who's going to have that opinion, and you're not going to be the only person that he's going to encounter.
Well, that's other
because
people's
you're not,
opinion.
you
She
may
asked
not
how
matter
does
to
her
him, but
opinion.
somebody else.
She
Right,
asked
but you
how
guys
does
are
her
Again,
talking
you're not
about
the
opinion.
only
you guys are
person.
talking about
Stop
fellow
making it about yourself. You're not
She
the only
asked how
person.
did
If there
her
were 8 of
opinion.
you,
Hey,
if there
Wallace.
were 10 of you,
Wallace, it's
Mike
almost like she asked you a very
literally,
specific
Mike
question, right?
literally specified that students were the one who believed this claim against him. How are students impacting your life, Mike?
How would they get
are you
evidence?
serious? So let me get this straight. People blowing you up in your messages saying that you're this, that you're that,
Oh no,
doesn't
you
have
got
an effect on you
DMs.
mentally?
Oh no,
Really?
You could block
DMs.
them.
Okay. Since you people are so bold, you people just see so much good in people. You think
What are
that
we
no one
bold
is going
about?
to ever just. No, you think that
How are we
when someone makes
bold,
a false
Wally?
accusation about someone, that everybody is just going to simply do their due diligence and research it
Well,
and
you
fact
seem to
check it
think
and
that
make
they're
sure that it's
going to
not true,
destroy that
that people are
person's
not just going to
life
simply
based
hear
upon common
something
sense, right,
and that
Wally?
they're going to just not care about it.
And Wally, you
I'm
seem
sorry,
to
say
think
that
that
again?
people are going to ruin people's lives based upon common sense, right, Wally?
So
But you don't have
bullying
any
doesn't hurt.
facts to back it up, right?
So bullying isn't a thing.
I'm
Harassment
sorry, do
isn't
you
a
have
thing.
any stats that show that people who are falsely accused are bullied?
Absolutely. If you
Great,
use
what's that
the
stat?
simple intuition to imagine a
Okay,
scenario where
common sense
somebody
again.
who has not done
So
something.
Wally, you don't have facts, right? You just have common sense again, right? Do you ever hear the
Your
phrase
tone
that
is
common
not
sense
working
is
for
not
you to
so
win this
common?
argument.
Wally, I'm destroying you in this
Your
argument.
tone
I'm
is not
asking
helping
you,
you win this
have you
argument.
never
Your tone is
heard
not
have you
helping.
never heard the phrase common sense is not so common?
Insulting someone and muting them isn't winning an argument.
Bro,
Yeah, I
you
know.
I
guys,
mean,
You
I
are
you
just
guys don't
don't.
have
abusing your
any
little
I'm not
fucking power
muting you.
trip. You're
Trust
not
me, I
winning
don't
the
have to
don't
argument.
even.
mute you.
You
You
guys don't
are.
have any
Someone is.
statistics.
Between the two
All
of
right,
you,
mods,
one of you
don't
is
mute.
having a
Wallace, you don't have any statistics.
Your stats are
statistics
your
to. Oh my
feelings. Your
fucking
feelings are
god.
your stats.
Oh
Oh
my
my
fucking
God! Don't
god.
ask me
Like,
for
how do I?
statistics. So you don't have statistics, Wally. Is that your
Statistics
answer?
proving emotional consequences.
Yeah,
Statistics
it's
of
called
proving
PTSD. It's
what?
called anxiety, right? It's called depression. It's called higher suicide rates, right?
So we
Those
should
are
just be
all
allowed to
things.
say anything we want about
Wally,
anyone. If we
Wally,
had it your two's way, we should be able to say anything we want about anyone because it's not going to have any consequence. So I should be able to say anything I want. I should be able to say anything I want. Then if that's the case, I'm going to go around and just spread rumors about the two of you because knowing that it's not going to have any actual consequence, I should be able to say anything I fucking want. This is not reality. This is not based in reality. It's just fucking mindless. So you have to resort to making noises because you can't communicate a point. This is so fucking silly, dude. Like, honestly.
You know what's unserious is you little bitch boy, because we've asked you multiple times for statistics or evidence or facts or sources, and every time
Statistics
we've
of
asked for
what?
that, your response has been,
Of
what are you
what?
talking about? So then you said, well, how can you get
Statistics.
facts and statistics
You're
as it
asking for-
pertains to mental health? So then I pointed out that you're able to look for mental health indicators such as PTSD, anxiety, depression, or higher suicide rates or suicidal ideation, to which you said, it's common sense. It's almost like I owned you and you're too dumb to realize you got owned, because all of the things that I just listed off, Wally boy, those are all stats that are available for people who are graped. And all of those stats show a measurable impact on a person who's been graped. Show me those stats for people who've been falsely accused, Wally. I'll wait. Oh, wait.
I
It's
think
just
your head
common
is too far up your
sense,
fucking
right,
ass
Wally?
for you to understand
Right,
that
Wally?
qualitative
It's just
things
common
do not have
sense.
quantitative data. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Wally. So then
PTSD
again,
is not
you said-
qualitative.
You're talking
let him
about
finish the
qualitative
sentence.
data and you're
You're
asking
telling me,
for
hang on,
quantitative evidence.
dumbass. You're telling me the PTSD rates can't be
Irish
quantified?
fucktard, let him finish his sentence at least. If
Wally,
if
you're telling me
How is this a
PTSD
debate?
rates?
How
Answer
is
the
this
question,
a debate?
Wally.
How is this a panel?
I don't know,
I
you're
ask
not
myself that
providing
all
any
the time. You're not
sources.
answering questions, Wally. Wally, my question was: are PTSD rates, Wally, are
muting you, bro.
PTSD rates
So
not
one of your fucking mods is
quantifiable?
doing their due.
Wally, now I'm doing it because you're not letting me ask the question. I'll ask the question again. Are PTSD rates not
Ask
quantifiable?
it to somebody else, dude. Fuck the both
Wally
of you.
doesn't like real information. He just listens to fifis.
Oh, he ran.
Hey, little bitch boy. Mike, let's see how you do one-on-one now.
Because literally,
You're doing so good, Mike.
You would literally let Wallace talk and then cut him off and be like, Wally.
Because he's not answering the question, right?
What was the
Do you
question?
agree that... Sure, I'll ask you the question. Do you have any facts, data, or sources to evidence that false allegations cause substantial mental trauma to people who are falsely accused?
Wallace's argument is not mine. I have a completely different thing.
Great, but see how you answered that question and you didn't get muted because you at least answered it. Do you see the difference? You answered it. At least you answered it. So you're saying, hey, that's not my argument. That's great. So then what is your argument?
All right, basically, majority, like literally just on raw math, not opinion or anything, just on raw math, majority of people who get accused of rape or sexual assault of any kind usually end up losing their careers.
How do you know that?
Hence,
How do you know
people
that?
like EDP,
How do you know that?
Dr. Disrespect.
How do you know that, Mike? How do you know that? Dr. Disrespect was not falsely accused, right?
There hasn't been any evidence, so legally it is a.
With the DMs? Wait, I'm sorry. The DMs with the child are not evidence?
What raw math are we talking about?
Wait, what is the stats? What are it's weird that you said Wally's argument is not my argument, and then you made Wally's argument. You just said the majority of men who are falsely accused lose their job. Where are you getting that from? What's your source? What's your stats?
Literally, you can just
What
Google
is
this.
literally? Okay, so why don't you Google it? So Mike, Google
literally
it.
just Google it.
So Mike, why don't you Google it? We'll wait.
You're the one who made the claim, Mike. You have to
Go,
provide the
go
evidence.
educate us. Go educate us, Mike. Why don't you find this study that shows the majority of men who are falsely accused end up losing their jobs? Why don't you just show me that study?
What part are you? Do you not speak English?
I speak it perfectly fine.
If you want to find the information,
I did Google it. Hang on. I did. Hang on, Mike. Hang on. I did Google it. Hang on. Here's the result. The result says Mike is full of shit. Ask for another source. So Google just said you're full of shit and ask for another source, Mike. Do you have another source?
Am I insulting you?
No. Well, you're wasting my time, so that's sort of an insult.
You're wasting my time.
Can you tell me another source instead of Google? Just give me a study. Give me an article.
It's called basic public knowledge.
Okay, if it's basic public knowledge, what we're going to do is we're going to mute you. You're going to check on Google. And you're going to come back and you're going to tell us, hey, guys, here's an article that says the majority of falsely accused men lose their job. And you're going to own me. And I will apologize. Mike, I'm going to be sincere. I will apologize. If you come back with a study, a credible study, that says the majority of men who are falsely accused end up losing their job, I'll happily apologize. And I'll say thank you. Because I don't want to deny facts. But I am going to deny your feelings. Oh, you left. Oh, what a shocker. That's a shocker. That's a shame. What's up?
Hello.
Hey, what's your take?
So my take on false accusations don't ruin lives is that it's false. And here's why. If someone were to accuse my husband of SA and I believe them, and then I divorce him and take the house and the kids, and he's in his crappy apartment by himself, sad that he lost his wife and his kids and his whole family, that ruins his life.
Yeah, that hypothetical situation. Also, if I get a hemorrhoid that causes an ingrown hair to develop an infection in my asshole, and I end up losing my legs as a result, and I end up having to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life, that could ruin my life. But is it likely to happen? No.
Is it likely to happen?
Yeah. No. The
But
answer is
false
no.
escalations could happen. Is the
False
point.
absolutely false allegations happen. We're not denying false allegations happen. Why don't you tell me any stats or studies or
I don't
any
need a
evidence
stat
you
or
have?
something, because
Sure,
I know
you've
if
got your
my-
feelings.
No, it's not feelings, because I know that his life would be ruined if that happened.
Why? It doesn't happen to most men. Why would it happen to your man?
Because he was falsely accused. Is it hypothetical of how it could happen?
Why do you think that's likely to happen, right? The word is likely. You're saying that if he was falsely accused, this is how he'd be treated. But if we look at men who are, quote unquote, falsely accused, they don't have that happen.
Yeah, those are also actions that you're taking as a result of that accusation, insert. And I don't think that you would actually take those actions. I think if your husband was accused, whether it was credible or not, you would still stay with him, just based off of the way that you're defending him up here.
I would not stay with him is the whole point. And
You
that
wouldn't
would
stay with your
ruin his
husband
life.
if he was accused.
No, because number one, you did SA, and number two, you cheated on me. Why would I stay with you? That's no.
Right. So even if it was bullshit and it didn't happen, and also I just want to clarify, the majority of accusations, people aren't saying that the sex didn't happen. The perpetrators aren't saying the sex didn't happen. What they're saying is the sex was unconsensual. That's what the majority of people are accusing.
Well, what if it's a false accusation of an affair?
We're not talking about affairs. We're talking about sexual assault in this prompt, in this live.
Oh, it doesn't say that.
Right, so I'm clarifying it now. We're talking specifically about sexual assault and rape. But when it comes to, like, the scenario you just lined out, if your husband wasn't denying that he had sex with this person, let's say she was saying that it was rape. Let's say, like, you didn't believe her. You would still divorce her because she cheated. He cheated on you. So, like, either way, he did that to himself. He shouldn't have had sex with someone outside of you.
But if all of it was a false accusation,
again, it's very unlikely for someone to be alleged of rape falsely whenever they weren't even there. Typically, allegations of rape happen whenever, like even the false allegations include sex, like, factually taking place.
So what if consensual sex happens and then later it was a false rape and the man spends the rest of his life in prison?
Well, so that would be called a false conviction, and I agree that that's a harmful problem. I've never said that false convictions are not harmful. What I'm saying is false accusations don't ruin lives. So an accusation which leads to a false conviction, I would classify that simply as a false conviction. But when it comes to people who do not face legal repercussions and they're simply accused, that would be a false accusation.
Okay, so if a rumor goes around school that you committed SA and everybody is bullying you and it turns into you wanting to unalive yourself, would that in turn be ruining your life?
Again, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't think that there's really statistics on people who've been accused and are wanting to take their own life. However, are you talking about high school? Because the majority of teenagers do go through some sort of bullying, whether that's due to, like, an accusation or something else. Like, I would say the majority of teenagers in high school do experience bullying. So, like, I would say that the bullying had an effect on their life. I wouldn't say, like, the accusation did, because if they weren't bullying him for the accusation, they would bully him for something else.
But if they weren't, what if he was a lot popular, lots of friends, had an easygoing life, and it was just based on the SA accusation that was untrue and tormented that made him want to unalive himself? Then in turn, his life would be ruined because he's miserable. Or she.
Right. I mean, I could just say that, like, I don't think that believing victims necessarily means that, like, you need to take action against the perpetrator. So I would say that that's, like, the fault of how people believe that, like, how people believe helping a victim is, like, beneficial. So, for example, I don't think that, like, bullying a rapist is necessarily, like, the way to go about properly educating people on who that person is. I think that you can believe a victim and not necessarily harm a perpetrator. So I think that that would be the fault of, like, society believing that they have to take action whenever they're believing a victim.
Right, but that can happen, and that does, that could happen if someone's. So that would be the whole way how someone could ruin their life, by falsely accusing of that.
Right, that could happen, but again, that's extremely rare. Like, false accusations typically don't lead to anything more than an inconvenience for maybe a couple months, and then after that,
how do you know how someone who is falsely accused is feeling on the inside? If they want to unalive themselves, if they are distraught about it, how does anybody know how they are feeling or how it is affecting them?
Right, I don't know, but again, like,
especially in statistics, because what if they don't go to therapy or talk to anybody? Most men don't talk about their feelings in general.
Right, but how do you know that that's how they're feeling? Like, that's the
I don't
question.
know, that's the point. But I know as a woman, if someone were to accuse me of that, that is how I would feel. So I'd presume that the opposite sex may feel the same.
Matt, why are you in my live? Matt, I can't hear you. Can you like mute and unmute? Do you want to finally debate?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Oh yeah. Okay. I just wanted to
No,
come
I want
up
to
here and
respond to insert. I want to
all right.
respond to insert though, just really quickly. So again, insert. Until you provide statistics on, I'm not denying that these things can't happen. However, again, I think to say that like your life was ruined through bullying, like I
It
was
is very
pretty
much
severely
happened.
bullied. I was pretty severely bullied at like age like 12 through 13 roughly. And like that's just something I went through, that's something I experienced. I wouldn't say that that ruined my life today.
Not today, but at the moment, it may have felt like your
Right,
life
but
was
to
horrible.
say that your life was ruined because of what happened to you like when you were 13 and in high school, or 14 and in high school, and you got bullied, to say that that like ruined your life, that's a gross mischaracterization.
Well, people who have trauma in their life, it affects them for the rest of their life. Like things that have happened to me when I was younger affect me for the rest of my life.
Would you say that your life is forever ruined? Because that's what that means.
I would
To say that your
say
life
that it
is
would
ruined
be
means that
forever
you
impacted
can't
negatively.
you can't come back. Like to say that your life is ruined means
Yeah,
that
she
you
doesn't
can't
care
come
about
back
your
from what
trauma.
you went
Be
through.
quiet.
Matt, shut up for a second. So to say that your life was ruined means that you can't come back from what you went through. So like in the case of being bullied in high school, I think you can absolutely bounce back from that. And I think that majority of people who are bullied do bounce back from what they went through. Like, I'm not saying that bullying doesn't lead to suicidal ideations. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that the majority of people who are accused of sexual assault aren't bullied. The majority of people still hold on to their friend groups. They still hold on to their family. They still have support groups which believe them and validate like their side of the story.
So, is your argument to justify the false accusations, or what?
No, I'm not
Exactly.
justifying false accusations. What I'm up here doing is I'm trying to counter the argument that false accusations ruin lives, because again, it would be insane of me to say that because I was bullied at age 13, my life is ruined. My life isn't ruined. I'm 22 now. There have been better things that have come out of my life.
Right.
I don't dwell on the fact that I was bullied at 13.
Yeah,
Right,
I agree with her.
But
I agree with Matt.
bullying, for the sake of how you look or how you dress, can be far different than bullying based on something as horrid as SA.
I
it
think
can go
that
to
being
very
bullied on how you.
extremes.
I mean, I could argue that being bullied on how you look is more damaging, because like that's not something you can necessarily change in the blink of an eye. Like if you know that you didn't SA someone, you know that that didn't happen, you know that you're innocent. That's something that you know deep down in your heart is true. And there are going to be people who believe you. Your family's going to believe you. Your friends are going to believe you. You might lose a couple friends here and there, but who doesn't lose friends in high school? But what I'm saying is like being bullied for your looks is very traumatic. It can lead to low confidence, low self-esteem. It can lead to depression, anxiety, things like that. Social anxiety as well. That can have a severe negative impact on your well-being when you're growing up. But again, I'm specifically talking on people who are falsely accused. The majority of people who are falsely accused are not in high school. The majority of people who are accused of rape, I believe the age range for the perpetrators of like rape is between 18 to like 30 something. And I'll just say 32 for the sake of like the conversation. So like that's not even the age range that we're talking about, really.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you should listen to Mac. She's very smart.
Okay. I just think that it can impact somebody to a point that people who falsely accuse should have reprimand. There should be I don't know the word, but I can't say it correctly apparently right now.
There already are consequences. There already are consequences to those actions. There are social consequences. There are civil consequences, and there are also legal consequences if you make a false police report or if you, testify something that is not true. That would be called perjury.
Okay.
Also, if someone wants to, they can defame, like they can sue you for defamation. They can sue you for either like slander, libel. They could, say that there's a whole list of things that someone could sue you for. So yeah, there's already those repercussions and those like safeguards in place for people who do like make false statements about other people.
Facts.
And we're not talking about criminal false accusations, correct?
Right, I think a criminal false accusation is called a false conviction. I think a false conviction is, those do ruin lives. I agree with you there. So.
All right, thank you. That's all.
So Matt, what's your, why are you here? I thought you don't
I'm actually here to tell my my story about womanhood. That's why I actually came here today.
Right. So what's your story about womanhood? Are you still going by what were your pronouns again? That you're a fucking alien? I can't remember.
Actually no, it's Jurassic she.
Jurassic she, that's your pronouns now?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want? Like, what's your story about womanhood?
So basically one day I realized I'm not a guy. I'm a woman. And
Okay.
ever since then I have decided to walk in my womanhood and just really figure out
We're very
what it
happy
means
for you.
more
How
to be
can we
a
help
woman.
you? We're very happy for you. How can we help you with that?
Yeah, like, do you want makeup advice? Do you want like fashion advice? I could give you all of those. I could even like offer you like a free like trial of like how I could teach you how to use a curling iron. I could teach you how to use a blow dryer.
Are you here to get
perhaps
educated, or are you here to get
mascara
protection
lesson.
as a woman? What is it you want as a woman? Matt?
Actually, I want protection. Like, what are some key things that could
Why
be
don't you
used?
speak to your family members and close friends as opposed to random strangers on the internet purporting to try to tell a woman how to keep herself safe? So, Matt, I recommend you speak to people who you trust and who you care about and who care about you and ask them
My
for
whole
tips
family's
directly.
dead.
That's a shame. That's also
Yeah.
not my problem, Matt. What's your next question?
What is a woman?
That's not what this debate is about. So why would you bring it up, Matt? Because it seems a little like... Oh, for everyone in the comments, just really quickly. Matt is a little bitch boy who I owned in the debate and made feel really stupid. So as a result of that, in order to redeem or reclaim what tiny bit of masculinity he has, as I guess as a woman now, he has made 10 videos on Mac and I trying to quote unquote own us. He also held a live where Mac went in and embarrassed him, and he inexplicably posted videos where Mac made him look stupid, but he thought Mac looked dumb. I was so confused. The videos he posted, I'm pretty good. Like, I'm pretty good with those videos. Like, they show us in a good light. They make him look like a Looney Tune. And so Matt is just one of these little bitch boys who, when you deconstruct them and strip them of their toxic masculinity and make them realize that they're not the alpha, they get really deeply insecure and they keep coming back in here to suck on my tit because they're desperate for my approval and validation. So Matt will be a regular in our lives moving forward because you guys know how this plays out. We've all seen it before. And before we continue with Matt, can everybody right now, we're going to pause the live for exactly 15 seconds. We're going to pause the live for 15 seconds. What I want everyone to do is to go to click on Mac's profile page, and I want you to go to the very top video. And all I want you to do is at minimum like the first video. Please comment. Just say, I'm sorry, Mac, or we support you, Mac, or W Mac. Something really quick. If you can like the video, if you can then comment, that's the minimum. If you could also repost, that would be great, but that's up to you. So we're going to pause for 15 seconds. We're going to have 15 seconds of silence for you to do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 1,000. 2, 1,000. Count with me, Matt. 3, 1,000. 4, 1,000. 5, 1,000. 6, oh, Matt can't count. 7, 1,000. 8, 1,000. 9, 1,000. 10, 11, 12, 13, approaching the maximum amount of time Matt has ever pleasured a woman. And we're back.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
Matt, you're
So,
back.
Matt, why are you like again? Why did you come up here? Did you just want to what's up? Like you found like newfound womanhood and you're like curious about that, or
Yeah, I just want to point out that I identify as a woman, and Irish
Okay.
just called me a man, so that's a
Right,
bit
that's unfortunate.
transphobic of
I
you Irish.
apologize for the
Hold on.
microaggression. It was
Let me give
intentional
you.
misgendering. I'm so sorry. I
Hold
reaffirmed
on.
your
Let
womanhood
me
again,
give you
Matt.
a lesson, Matt. First lesson as a woman, right? Because you got to learn these lessons. Your mama didn't teach you these things because you didn't, grow up as a woman, so or as a girl. So I can help, right? So first
Don't
lesson
have
is
a
that
mom.
men are. That's unfortunate. Men are really kind of rude individuals for some reason. They're kind of sometimes a little bit, disrespectful to women. They kind of do things that really just piss us off for no reason sometimes. So that's lesson number 1 is male audacity and how to combat that. So the way that you would
What is
combat
that?
Irish's male audacity is by simply retorting back to him and saying, Irish, shut the fuck up. And you could also add in another insult there. But the first lesson of being a woman is how to combat male audacity, and you'll learn it with time.
Yeah, what is male audacity? I'm just curious.
Yeah, so male audacity is whenever like men kind of have this natural audacity. They're very naturally audacious and they just they think that they are right in a lot of circumstances when they are in fact wrong. So that would be like male audacity.
So,
Not all men have male audacity, but a lot of them do.
yeah, I think I used to have that when I was a man.
Yeah, you might have. But luckily, you're a woman now, so the audacity has left your body. And you know what? It doesn't even matter if you still have an ounce of male audacity, because lesson number 2 of being a woman is that men routinely, minimize what we are saying to them, and they don't believe us in a lot of circumstances. And they just see us as sexual objects for their pleasure. So that's lesson number 2, is learning how to combat being a sexual pleasure object for men. And the way that you do that is you just don't let them get to you whenever they start to sexualize you. You really just have to be like mentally strong and, see past their attempts to riz.
I just, I think we should help Irish and educate him
Right.
on the disrespectful attitude he has towards me as a woman.
Irish pisses me off a lot as well sometimes. So I agree with you. I think it's like, Irish, come back. We'll give you a lesson. Me and Matt, as 2 women,
Okay.
we will give you a lesson.
Educate me, Matt. Educate me, Matt.
Yeah, I really found your demeanor to be very disrespectful.
By the way, I just want to point out really quickly, it is amazing how boring and unfunny Republican conservatives are. Like, it's uniform. I've yet to find someone on the right. You know what's crazy? Sorry if this is triggering, Mac. Tell me if it's triggering. Right corner was perhaps the most entertaining Republican in the history of these fucking idiots. It is astonishing. I've never giggled ever.
I can't lie.
Other than
when
right corner
did his impression of you, that was really fucking good.
Oh, I didn't even remember that. Someone needs to find that
He did an impression of shit. It was so good. Like, I'm not
we don't
gonna lie,
have to actually. We don't have to actually find it. So, Matt, I'm sorry. Go back to being sardonic and funny. You were doing a really good job, sweetheart.
First of all, did you just
It was really
interrupt
funny.
a woman?
Yeah,
Excuse me,
lesson
Irish?
number 3.
Yes, I
They
did.
interrupt us a lot.
Yeah, I can see that with Irish. He's very, he's got a lot of toxic masculinity.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
You're giving me grapey vibes. If you grape somebody,
I recommend that you trust your instinct and you avoid any man who gives you grapey vibes. So if I'm giving you grapey vibes, I strongly recommend you lean into that instinct and avoid people like me.
that is true. How do we address this?
By the way, that's a lesson everyone in here, how not to be a little bitch when someone says they're sussed out about you. You're not entitled to someone not being sussed out about you. Like, it's not nice. I don't like if people think bad things of me. I don't like if people think I'm grapey. I don't like if people think I'm unsafe. But I'm also not going to get fucking angry or insecure about it. And I'm not going to prioritize my need to be liked over a woman's need to be safe. Matt, as a woman, you should start to learn that, sweetheart.
Well, I think it's very important to respect other people's.
Sorry, I didn't actually want to hear you respond.
Oh.
Matt, do you need some like lessons on how to curl your hair? Because we can get there.
Oh yeah, you should pull it up on your screen right now. Let's see.
Well, so I can't do that right now because I'm laying in my bed, unfortunately, and I'm not getting out of my bed. But Matt, like, why does it say you're voting for Trump in 2024? Like, as a woman to woman, why do you want to vote for a rapist? What's up with that? Like, don't you know that Trump is not a safe space for us women? He's a scary individual.
Can you
No, I
unmute
didn't
me?
mute you.
Oh, I got muted.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, so like, why do you, as a woman, want to vote for Trump, knowing that he's a scary rapist?
I mean, is there actual evidence of him being a rapist?
Yeah, a jury and a judge found that he raped a woman, and
Yeah.
Due to this finding, he was actually, he's being forced to pay this woman, I believe, millions of dollars. It's either millions or hundreds of thousands. I can't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure it's millions. So as a result, yeah, he's being made to pay this woman that he defamed as a result. So I think that would be pretty sufficient evidence.
Why isn't he going to jail? And how is he able to run for president if he raped somebody recently?
No, I get you. So the reason he's not going to jail is because the statute of limitations, I believe, expired. So unfortunately, like when we impose statutes of limitations on violent crimes, if the person gets away with it for a, extended amount of time, which he did, we unfortunately are no longer allowed to prosecute that person. That is why I advocate that I believe we should, as a society, get rid of statute of limitations for violent crimes. I think that is something that we need to progress towards as a society.
Yeah, I'm just curious. What did they find on him to be able to figure this out? What was it?
Right. So it was the fact that he, first of all, was a very non-credible individual. And what I mean by that is he was caught out on a multitude of different lies during the trial. So that was, problem number one. Problem number two was that he refused to have his DNA tested to see if that DNA matched the DNA that was found on the dress that E. Jean Carroll was wearing on the day that she was raped. So I think like the refusal of the, getting the DNA tested was very interesting on his part. And then also you can combine that, like both of those factors with his own words and what he has said about women in the past. And he said some pretty grotesque things about women. He's explained how whenever he sees beautiful women, he just starts kissing them. He doesn't wait for consent. He also talks about the fact that he just touches women inappropriately and that they will let him do it. And I don't think like letting someone do it is equivalent to consent.
You don't think that allowing somebody to do something is consent?
Not necessarily allowing, but when you say they just let me do it, I don't think that that's very indicative of like informed consent. I don't think that's very indicative that he got you know consent that was freely given, informed, enthusiastic, and then also specific. I don't think that he met any of those criteria whenever he was using his position of power to take advantage of these women, and they were too scared to speak out against it.
And I'm just curious, why is this the only reason? You know, if this is true, like 100% factual true, why would you rather have Kamala? I'm just curious.
Right. So again, I personally believe that Kamala's ideologies better align with mine. She's pro-choice. I am also very pro-choice. She believes in, like taxation on the upper class, and by upper class I mean the upper 10%. I'm not talking about like the working class. She believes on more taxation on those individuals. I believe in that as well. I also believe that we shouldn't vote for a rapist. I think that that's a problem. And I also believe that, like, me not voting because I don't like the candidate or because the candidate isn't perfect, well, unfortunately, I don't think any politician is going to be perfect. So although there are some issues I might have with, Mrs. Harris, I also don't, want to, not vote and allow and sit back and watch someone get voted into power that is going to directly advocate against specific, women's rights issues.
Could you just give me some of those issues that he doesn't advocate for?
Yeah, of course. So Donald Trump, he was the first president to allow for the Violence Against Women's Act to expire. And he could have reinstated that act. He could have reinstated that bipartisan piece of legislation, which, to give some context, President Biden was actually the one who first introduced the Violence Against Women Act to Congress back in the 90s, back when he was, I believe, a senator at the time. And he introduced this. This was a bipartisan piece of legislation which gave federal funding to specific organizations which help women who are victims of sexual assault, domestic violence, things like that. And it was bipartisan piece of legislation that was reinstated every single year after, or every single presidential term after it was put into law. Or put into act, I guess. I don't know. Donald Trump didn't reinstate that once it expired. Biden reinstated it in 2021, I believe, or 2022. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is that Donald Trump is not pro-choice. He's very much pro-life, and he would support pro-life policies that I disagree with.
What would those policies be that you disagree with?
Yeah, so him calling for a national abortion ban, I disagree with that heavily.
He leaves it up to the states, though, so it's up to your state if it happens.
He's said before he wants a national abortion ban.
And so these two reasons are the two major reasons you will not vote for him.
So those are two of the bigger issues. But again, the fact that he is a rapist is also,
but we don't really know that.
Right, but we kind
could
of
make a good assumption, but we don't know.
Right, a jury found him liable of sexual assault. So I think it's pretty safe to say that he is. So again, the fact that he is very likely a rapist and that he you know, doesn't necessarily support the Violence Against Women Act. He also he's very much anti-pro-choice. Those are very big factors in why I'm not voting for him. Also, again, I don't think that Donald Trump I don't think that he has the working class in mind. I think that he's a president, like he's just not someone who like has everyday people in mind. And I think that that's problematic as well. I think the government should be working for its citizens, and the majority of its citizens, and the majority of us are working class people. So, yeah, like.
I mean, that's what you have believed off of the evidence you've collected.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're entitled to believe that. That's
Right,
fair.
so what did you have an issue with, like what I said?
I'd have to disagree with you on the rapist thing. I would say that the court that he was in was extremely set against him individually, was biased. Well, considering it's in a place where, I mean, everybody hates him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the hearing could have been a bit more fair, as well as the debate. I think the debate was very unfair, even though he won it.
There were conservatives that were jurors on his, case. People who classify themselves as conservatives. So, like, why do you think that it was unfair again?
I believe it was held in a very I'd have to say, like I said, a very unfair court. I think the setting that he was in was completely against him. And I think that, I mean, personally, I think that's how the media, if it was my choice, I would have had sorry, somebody was like paused in front of my house. If it was my choice, I would have had Kennedy as the president.
How was it against him?
Because it was in a completely biased place towards Donald Trump.
You mean his home state and his home city?
That doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to be biased. I mean, there's people
I want you. Hang on.
He literally had home field advantage.
What the fuck are you talking about? Trump owned Manhattan. He literally owns a large part of Manhattan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want us to try people not in their home state? Because most people would say that's biased.
Yeah, but also New York is extremely liberal.
Okay, so you want us to try Trump in front of all Republicans? That doesn't sound like bias to you?
I want them to meet in the middle. I want them to find a state where they can meet in the middle.
Yeah, how many Republicans were on the jury, you donkey?
Not sure. Educate me.
Yeah, it was 40% Republican, and all of them voted against him.
Yeah, but who were these Republicans? I mean, could you name a couple?
Oh, they were rhinos?
Yeah, I'm asking, could you just name a couple?
Obviously, I can't name them. I don't know the name of the jury. Do you?
No, that's why I'm asking you. I wouldn't be asking you if I knew.
Okay, so why are you assuming that they're all Democrats and or Republicans in name only?
Because I think that there's certain Republicans, just like I think there's certain Democrats.
Why do you think that the jurors were biased? You are presupposing that he's innocent, and therefore, because you believe he's innocent, you believe the jury must be biased. Otherwise, why do you believe the jury was biased? What is your evidence for believing that they're biased? It's a simple question.
You're asking why I think I believe that?
No, I'm asking you why John down the street from you, around the corner, who lives in the pink house, believes that. How stupid are you fucking Republicans? Yes, your opinion. What is your opinion as to why it is you believe that they're biased? What about them was biased?
Do you notice how one person
Can you answer the question?
stays calm and respectful?
Well, listen, you're too stupid for me to be respectful to. Answer the question. So what happens is when Republicans get cornered and they look stupid, they then start saying, well, I am stupid, but at least I'm polite about it. I'm not being rude about it. You are being rude because you're spreading stupidity. It is rude of you to spread
I'm not.
stupidity. Okay, Matt? So what I asked you is, and I'm asking you
All right.
for an answer to that question, Matt. How do you know, or what is your evidence that the jury was biased? Simple question, Matt.
My reason to believe it is because it was held in New York. That's an extremely liberal place, whether there were so-called conservatives or not. It's an extremely liberal place. That's the reason that I have to believe it. If
Okay,
you wanted me
what-
to give you more reason, you would have to give me time to look more into depth of it. I'm just telling you what I believe off the top of my head and what I do know about it.
Okay, so what you're saying is due to the political composition of Manhattan, you believe that the jury was what? All Democrats?
No, biased.
Well, what does it mean to be biased?
I think that the conservatives that they had up there necessarily weren't conservatives.
How do you
but
know that?
How do
you
I
think
know that?
You're not
just-
actually using. You're not actually saying here's why.
I
It's
did.
embarrassing.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry that you can't hear
Okay, so
people.
say it again. Educate me again.
You asked me why, and I said because it's held in a biased place in New York, an extremely liberal place, and I answered you.
Okay,
And then you said I didn't answer you.
So hang on. What you're stating is you needed some Republicans on the jury.
I'm stating that if it would have been in a state that met more in the middle, that wouldn't have been far left, and also would not have been far right.
What state would you suggest, Matt? In your opinion?
Not sure. I mean, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, you're
Right,
complaining
That's not
about
my
it.
job. That's not my
can
job.
tell you- so here's the thing. Trumpers, like, I have asked them before, like, people who have, like, fallen victim to the indoctrination of Donald Trump and the
Yeah.
things that he preaches.
Yeah.
I've seen this in my own, like, family, in family members who are voting for Donald Trump. They believe that this man is Jesus Christ
I
himself.
definitely don't believe that.
And they believe that he can do no wrong. And they believe anything that this man tells him. So why should we allow people? I would argue that anyone who, like, is like a diehard Donald Trump fan is in a cult. Why would we allow these people who are in these fucking cults to serve on juries where they're gonna be biased?
No, there was though. There was one of the jurors literally
You're
said
not.
that
You're
they
not
follow.
understanding.
Hang
what
on,
I'm
one of the
saying.
jurors literally said that their two primary sources for information were Twitter and Truth Social. I think that's a pretty good guess that that person's a Republican.
Do you even understand what my entire point's been and what I've said? When
No,
have I?
you're incredibly stupid.
When have I? I mean, Irish, you can believe that. You're entitled to your opinion. That's fine.
Wait, do you think you're smarter than me? You've been so stupid this entire time. Your belief was due to the fact that Manhattan is predominantly Democrat, that the Democrats must have taken over the jury, and due to the fact that they just hate Donald Trump, they ignored the evidence and convicted the man. But in order for you to assume that, you have to believe that the Republicans who were on the jury were fake Republicans. But you have no evidence for that. None. The only evidence you have that the Republicans on that jury were fake Republicans is because they did something you disagree with. That's it. That's the most stupid fucking reasoning. Because your reasoning presupposes a conclusion, and the conclusion is that the jury is biased. Because
So
only a biased jury could have found him guilty.
So you're making the claim
And
that you don't
Matt.
presuppose anything?
Matt,
No,
you
I don't
also
presuppose
didn't
shit.
address.
You do all the time.
I thought he
Matt,
wasn't
you
going to get charged.
address-
Sorry, I didn't think he was going to lose the trial.
You
Go ahead.
got.
Sorry,
Why
Mike.
do you? First of all, why do you think that I'm like a heavy Trumper?
Because you're an
Because you
idiot.
have it in your bio.
I usually consider idiots to be
Do
Trumpers.
you know what? Well, I mean, yeah. See, that's presupposing.
You literally have it in your bio, Trump 2024.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you
Do you wanna
complaining
know
that
why?
are you complaining that I'm presupposing you're a Trumper
Well,
or
you just
presupposing
said
you're an idiot?
you just said you don't presuppose, and you just did it. So you just
no, I said
contradicted
I
yourself.
said I didn't presuppose.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You-
No. I presuppose all the time, Cupcake. What I said was I didn't presuppose that jury, that trial. I honestly thought he wasn't going to. I thought he was honestly going to win the trial. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
First of
telling
all,
you, I thought
I'm
he
gonna.
was going to win
You
the
know
trial.
why
So
I have
you're
Trump 2024 in my bio?
because you're chronically stupid. We said this.
No. Well, there you go. Presupposed again. Okay.
Okay, so what is the reason?
You know Matt Walsh is, correct?
Yes, also a
Who do you
chronically
think?
stupid individual.
Who do you think Matt Walsh is voting for?
Probably Kennedy would have been voting for, I would imagine.
Yeah.
He seems like a perfect fucking Kennedy nitwit.
Well, wait. Why do you think Kennedy's bad?
Because
Kennedy
Kennedy is a Trump plant. What are you talking about, you idiot?
And how do you know that? Like, I know he's with them
Okay,
now. I do know
hang on.
that.
Okay, yeah, so how about also the phone call where Donald Trump called him up and said, "We will do really well if you quit," and then propositioned him in order to get a secret job with him if he was to give it up. And then lo and behold, a couple of weeks later, which by the way was filmed by Kennedy's son, because even he thinks his father is a piece of shit. And then a couple of weeks later, lo and behold, Kennedy drops out and endorses Trump, just like
Yeah.
the secret phone call that got leaked showed it would. So I think it's pretty fair to assume that Kennedy is not actually a Republican, is not actually a Democrat, given the fact that he was conspiring with Trump to drop out, did drop out, and then endorsed Trump. Do you think I should have? Do you think I should have assumed that he's a fucking Democrat? You idiot! You're so dumb. It's so embarrassing.
So you did assume that Trump saying "we" didn't mean the Trump administration,
Yes,
but it
correct,
meant
I
Trump
did.
and Kennedy. So you assumed that.
Yeah, I assume all the time. I said I didn't presuppose what would happen in the trial. Did you not hear that part? So let me say it again because I'm not going to do this multiple times. I presuppose all the time. I love to presuppose. I do it all the time. I make guesses all the time. What I said was I didn't presuppose the outcome of the the outcome of the trial. Is that clear for you now?
Why are you talking about that? It's not even what I was pointing
Okay, so what are you pointing to now, you dumbass?
to. You're funny. So
I know I am. You should try
you
to
are.
take a little fucking
You
leaf
are.
out of my book, my guy.
So what I was saying was you made the assumption that in the phone call, Trump
Yes, I
saying
did.
"we" didn't mean the
Yes, I
Trump
did.
administration, but meant Trump
Yes, I
and
did.
Kennedy
Correct.
as
Correct.
a duo.
Oh, you're so slow and boring. Yes, I did. Quickly. And?
Yeah. So you don't even actually know that that's true. So
Correct.
why
I
even
don't.
make the claim as you think Robert Kennedy's bad when that's really your only foundation for it?
Sure. Let me explain it to you because you're an idiot. So I said that when you listen to that phone call, you've got Donald Trump calling up, who's meant to be a political opponent, asking him to drop out of the race. That's like Donald Trump calling up Hillary Clinton 8 years ago, saying, "Hey, could you drop out of the race? I think it would be really good for us." Why would he do that? You don't call up a political opponent and say, "Hey, can you drop out of the race? It would be really good for us." No shit, it would be really good for us. That's the point of an opponent, right? So the fact that he thought he could call up an opponent and say, "Can you drop out of the race? It would be really good for us," that suggests that they actually have interests that are greatly aligned. Now, you said that's the only evidence I had. No, the other evidence I have is, lo and behold, you donkey, weeks later, he dropped out of the race and he endorsed Trump. He did exactly what Trump asked him to do. That's not presupposing.
Yeah,
That's
do you wanna know why?
confirmation. Shut up, donkey. That's confirmation. That's confirmation that they were conspiring because what they conspired to do is precisely what they did. Just like when Trump said, "I go up to women and grab them by the pussy," and we actually have evidence that's what happens. That's evidence.
Okay. So, first of all, I just want to address. I mean, I don't know if this is how you allow your hosts to talk to people, but you know,
I like a bitch. It's annoying.
well, no, it's just extremely immature. Like, act like an adult.
Sure. Didn't you tell Mac that you didn't believe her that she was raped?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so don't you ever try to tone police me, you little bitch boy. If you're going to try to deny
So, 'cause
someone's
I
most
didn't.
significant trauma, and you're going to try to dehumanize someone, and you're going to try to re-trigger them for likes, views, or your own sense of popularity or self-satisfaction, don't complain to me when I call you a bitch boy donkey fucker. Okay, Matt? I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
Can I?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. There you go. Good little fella.
I mean, this is sick.
Mhm.
This is why.
What's sick? You're trying
that
to pick
you
them
don't
up.
allow. You literally suppress people. First of all, he just lied. Yeah, I want to
How did he
respond
lie?
to what. Okay, I'll tell you why I lied. Mr. Evidence up here demands evidence or he doesn't believe you, you frickin' hypocrite. Okay, now I'll explain why he's a liar. Did I not believe you? Yeah. Why didn't I? I had no evidence. As soon as you showed that to me, because there's video of it.
So he did
Did I
believe,
say-
however,
do you
he
interrupt me?
believed the guy who's called Absolute Gentleman, a guy
Yeah.
who claimed he was falsely accused. And Matt said the reason why I believe Absolute Gentleman, quote unquote, is because he's got good character. He didn't have evidence. Absolute Gentleman didn't have a lick of evidence. Matt said Absolute Gentleman has good character, so I believed him. What a donkey. You're an embarrassment.
Okay. So, now that I can finish, if I can, without the 16-year-old trapped in a 30-year-old man's body, I'm gonna finish now. So,
Are you re-identifying as a child now? You're no longer a
basically,
woman? Are you telling us you're a child now? Because we
Are you
can't
gonna-
have you up here if you're under the age of 18.
does he left?
Are you under the
Well-
age of 18, Matt? Do you now identify as a 16-year-old? Because if so, I have to drop you.
No, I don't identify. I didn't even say I was a 16-year-old. I called you a
Okay.
16-year-old.
Go ahead, Cupcake.
Find new ears. Anyways, the reason I didn't believe her was
Find new ears? Republicans
No.
just have the worst retorts.
yeah, you're right. We're dumb. Anyways, okay. I didn't believe her because I had no evidence. When she showed me, guess what I said? I said, okay, I believe you. I won't talk about it anymore. Never talked about it again. To the point of character.
Did you apologize?
I actually did say sorry. If you want to see the film, I'll
I
pull it
thought you
up.
refused to apologize.
You want to? We can pull up the film. Do you want
Okay,
me to
so
go
if you
to?
apologize, you should have no problem saying you're sorry again, right?
For what?
Okay, well, I mean, hey, if you've got the
No.
tape, we'll wait.
What
Grab
do
the
you
tape.
want me to say sorry for?
No, grab the tape. I'll wait. Grab the tape.
Specify.
Sure.
Specify.
Apologize for denying that something very traumatic happened to her and you trying to weaponize that against her just because you're a prick.
No,
That's
because
what
I
would
didn't have
apologize
evidence.
But you didn't have evidence that Absolute Gentleman was falsely accused, right?
Well, I mean,
Do you have
that's
evidence?
what. That
Do you
depends
have
on
evidence?
what. Yeah.
What
I think
evidence
I
do you
made
have?
a good judgment. Yeah.
What evidence do you have?
I think the amazing judgment, which was evidence for me, would have been the fact that
What
one
evidence?
person was screaming
What
and one
evidence?
person apologized when they never
not
should have
evidence.
apologized.
So you don't have evidence?
I have good judgment.
No,
Yeah.
I was not screaming. I was not screaming at him.
Yeah, why are you conflating me with Mac, you idiot?
She was.
Mac
It's on
wasn't
video.
screaming. Mac wasn't screaming.
It's
I
on
watched-
video.
Hang on, everyone go to Matt's page right now and see if you can
It's
find
not
a video.
uploaded. The full video is not uploaded. I have
Oh,
like 3 hours of
alright.
recording.
Okay. Good luck
Yeah.
editing that.
Okay, Mac. Here's the issue. I'm gonna address.
What a bitch boy.
He just asked me.
Matt, do you want to answer the question I asked
yeah,
you?
I am. I am.
Matt,
What
can I
did you
ask you?
ask
Matt,
me?
Matt, I have a
No,
question.
you're not gonna ask me a question
Mac,
after
I'm
you just
curious.
asked
Am
me.
I? Shut up, bitch boy. Am I allowed
No.
to?
Dude, you're not even Irish.
Are you allowed to what?
Am I allowed to get toxic?
Yeah, get toxic.
Yeah.
Okay,
Please.
Matt, I have a question. Do you think you're smarter than me?
Do I think I'm smarter than you?
I'll repeat this again. Anytime someone repeats a question that's asked of them, it means that they don't want to answer the way that they know they should answer. It's indicative of someone who's about to lie. So go ahead, Matt. Educate us. I'll ask the question again since you didn't hear it the first time. Do you think you're smarter than me?
I don't know. I don't know whether
Okay,
I am
I'll rephrase
or
it.
am
I know
not.
I'm smarter than you. Do you think
do?
you're smarter than me?
How do you know that?
Because I've run circles around you in each debate we've had.
Well, yeah, you
I'm
do
quicker
have
than you. I'm
circular
sharper
debates.
than you. I'm smarter than you. I'm more knowledgeable than you. I'm more educated than you. I'm able to engage in logical, critical thinking better than you. I don't know a metric by which I'm not smarter than you. By what metric do you think you're smarter than me?
Do you have any
By
evidence
what metric
for
do you
this?
think?
Do you
Yes,
have any
yes.
evidence?
We've had
Where?
multiple debates, and I've dog
Where?
walked you multiple
That's not
times.
evidence. Where is it?
I'm sorry. Me winning debates against you is not evidence of me being
Where
smarter
is
than
it? Did this ever happen? Where is it?
you. Okay, guys, let's take a poll.
I don't care what your
Oh,
mind
okay. I'm
control
sorry.
chat
Oh,
says.
I'm sorry. You don't like evidence. Okay. So
it's biased.
all
That's
right.
like
It's not biased. I'll go to your fucking
me
line and
asking
we'll take the same
Trumpers, do you
poll.
like Trump?
Hey, Matt. So then you do arrogantly think you're as smart as me, which is embarrassing. Can I ask you a second follow-up question? Do you
Well,
think
no.
you're as funny as me?
Do I think no, I think you're way funnier than me.
Do you guys notice
Holy
again how they just repeat the
shit.
goddamn same question? It's so annoying. No. Funny to laugh with, not at. Do you think I'm funnier to laugh with, not at than you?
I've never in my life heard you tell a joke. My entire life.
So that's why I'm smarter than you, Matt. Did you see how I blocked your attempt to try to be a smartass? Because the moment you said you were smarter than me, I knew immediately
No, block.
you were going to pivot by suggesting that I'm funnier to laugh at. And so I I deflated what you were about to do. That's I think a commentary on my intelligence, sharpness, and quick wit, Matt.
Well,
So, Matt, you think that in terms of comedy, in terms of like being funny to laugh with, you think you're as smart, or you think you're as funny as me?
where did you get that from?
Okay, so do you agree that I'm funnier than you in terms of laughing with a person?
Laughing with? Yeah.
Okay, great. So, do you think that you are below average when it comes to your sense of humor, or like really below average? Where do you put yourself?
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think I can measure that.
Okay, so next question. So, you think you're smarter than me, but you agree I'm funnier than you. Next question is do you think you're as entertaining as me?
I just want to address I never actually said I was smarter than you. Now you're just making that up. I never said that.
Okay, so you're conceding you're dumb.
No, I said I didn't know.
Which is it? It's so confusing.
I
It's
said
not,
I
hang on.
didn't know.
What's the difference between belief and knowledge?
How does this have any relevance
Do you know there's a God?
with the conversation?
Do you know there's a God?
Do I know there's a God? Can I prove
Every time
that there's
a person,
God?
hang on, I just want to point out, Matt, I just want to keep using you as an instruction tutorial. Every time someone repeats a question that's asked of them, it's indicative of a stupid person and or a person who's about to lie. So, Matt, I'll ask the question again. Listen to my question. Do you know there's a God?
If you're asking for absolute 100%,
Isn't that what
proof?
knowledge is?
No, because nothing can be proved 100%.
I could prove you're a fucking idiot if we debate again. 100%,
really?
I could prove that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can say
So wait,
that
you don't know
something
there's
is
God.
absolutely.
You don't know there's a God, but you believe there's a God, correct?
I don't know 100% that
So you
there's a God.
believe there's a God.
I do believe.
So you understand the distinction between belief and knowledge, right? So when you say you can't know who's smarter, I'm not asking you for knowledge. I'm not asking you for a fact. I'm asking you for your opinion. Do you think you're smarter than me?
I think I'm smarter than you in certain areas, yeah.
What areas? Like how to order a Subway sandwich? Like where do you think you're smarter than me?
That sounds so good right now.
I'm really
Fucking
hungry. I've been
God.
fucking fantasizing about McDonald's menu this entire time. So Matt, on
I'm
what
so
areas?
fucking hungry as well. I've had like an avocado toast and some canned
Oh, I'd
soup.
kill for avocado toast. Because Matt, I'm going to be really arrogant, and this is arrogant. There's difference in confidence and arrogance. This is arrogance of me. I would be willing to bet that I'm smarter than you on every topic in the history of topics in the history of the world. And that's scary for me because there's a lot of shit I don't know, but I just think you're that stupid.
Wait,
so what
we can
topic
do like
do you
a
think
test.
you're smarter? Yeah, let's do a test. What
I'll test
topic do you
guys.
think you're
I'll
smarter
te-
than
no,
me,
no,
Matt?
I'll test both of you.
Well,
We'll
Matt
do a
has to pick the
variety of
topic.
diff-
Matt said that he thinks he's smarter in some topics. He has to pick the topic.
Well, I'll pick a topic. Hold on. I'm
How about
moderating
Trump
this.
policies?
Well, I was gonna say like we could do something that like a lot of men don't know about. We could do something that a lot of men know about, and then we could do something in the middle.
Matt, what do you want? I want it to be fair to you, Cupcake.
Ew, boo.
I think that when it comes to the existence of God, I think that I'm far smarter than you in that area. Not
Okay.
politics. I think you'll beat me there all day long.
The existence of God. I thought you said you can't prove the existence of God. Do you mean the Bible?
No.
Okay, what do you mean the existence of God?
Why do you want to argue
Yeah.
on something that's not solidified in fact?
Yeah, that seems like a
I
really
mean
weird
the
one.
existence of something the existence of a personal agent.
Do you define God as a conscious being that is omnipotent, all-knowing, and all good? I'll say it again. You do. Okay, good. So recognizing that's your belief for God, prove to me that there's a God. Prove to me the existence of God.
Me, all right. Let me ask you something. If
Okay, wait. You're gonna ask me, or are you gonna tell me?
Going to ask you a question and then explain something.
Go ahead.
Do you think that logic, like logic itself, the laws of logic, would still exist if humanity did not exist?
When you say they exist, you understand the laws of logic are conceptual idealization, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about logic itself.
I'll say it
All
again.
of logic, everything logical. Absolute logic.
You're so dumb. I'll explain it again. You understand logic is a conceptualization. Logic is not a physical thing. You understand that, right, Matt? You understand that logic.
Yeah.
This is where you guys.
This is where I'm going with it.
Hang on. This is where you guys are so fucking stupid. Logic is a conceptualization. It's a way of organizing the brain in order to be able to understand different concepts, right? Those concepts exist independent of us. And the idea that if A equals B and B does not equal C, that C does not equal A, those ideas exist inside of our minds. But the ability of being able to verify that is done empirically, which is, can be empirically proved one way or another, right? And so those laws of logic, they exist. What men do is we're able to formulate, or men and women, we're able to articulate and conceptualize what those are for the same reason that numbers are a conceptualization. When you think of one orange, the idea of one orange, an orange exists, and if it's singular, it's one orange.
Yeah, you're going on a
But
tangent.
the idea, no, I'm not. But the idea of the number one is conceptualization only exists in the mind of sentient beings. So when you say, does logic exist? What do you mean? The conceptualization or the empirical proof of logic?
If you, let me ask you this.
My question?
Do
I
you
asked you a question. Are you asking me, does it conceptualize it? No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You're dishonest.
I'll answer then. The conceptualization of logic does not exist absent a sentient mind that is advanced as not as advanced as humans, because there's arguments for the idea that dolphins apply logic. So I would say an advanced sentient being. That's my answer.
I'm gonna put up a timer on the board of how long you guys have left to yap about this. But after that, I want to yap about other things that are not debate topics, because
I agree. So Matt, I get to ask a question. What are the three laws of logic, and can you break them down for me?
What are the three laws of logic?
There's four, Laura, but there's really more than three. Are you Googling? What is that background noise, Matt?
What is that background noise?
Matt, quickly, what are the laws of logic? You should be able to name them quickly.
Oh, I can. When do you want
quickly?
Right now? All right, I'll give you them right now. Three laws. Well, dude, are you going to let me answer you, or are you just going to laugh at me?
He's buying time.
No, I'm not. You're laughing at me. You don't let anybody answer because you interrupt. Okay, I'll go. Law of identity. You know what the law of identity is?
Great. Explain the law of identity.
Okay, here's an example. It's saying a cloud.
I didn't ask for an example. I said describe it.
It's saying something is what it is and saying at the same time that it is not that thing.
Great. What's the next law?
Law of non-contradiction.
Great. What does that mean?
Something cannot be both true and false.
Great. What's the next one?
The law of excluded middle. A statement is either true or false without a middle ground.
Great. What's the law of thought?
The law of what?
What's the law of thought?
Thought?
Thought.
I have yet to ever hear of that being a law of logic, but if it is...
It's another way of describing the law of logic. I just wanted to see whether or not you even knew that.
Okay. Well,
great. So what's your next question that you have for me?
Here is the question that I have for you.
Relating to the existence
because,
of God.
When it comes down to the existence of God, before I present to you anything, you have to present to me what is your ultimate ground for anything rational. What ground do you have to stand on? Before I present anything, you have to
Conceptualize
present.
it. As
I
I
am
said,
banning the word rational from my debate space. Use a different word.
Why?
That's an inside joke, Matt. You have to choose. It's an inside joke. You got to do it.
Why? Are you limiting what I say?
Okay, sorry. Re-say it. Say the word logical instead. What was it again? Say again.
You have, before you ask me anything, before I give you anything, you have to give me a logical reasoning for ultimate understanding, truth, and the being of this universe in a world without God. You have to give me.
I mean, that's not a question.
Yes, it is.
What does it
I
mean-
said
what-
you
what
have
does
to
it-
give me
What does it mean to say the ultimate understanding of the universe? What does that mean?
existence,
What does
your
that mean?
rational mind to think.
You just
Listen,
said the
okay,
ultimate
do you know
understanding of
that
the universe.
you
Hang on,
asking me
Matt. Matt, when you say the ultimate understanding of the world, of the universe, that's gibberish.
No, it's not.
What is the
You just
ultimate
do you
understanding
not
of the
know
world?
what
What does it
that
mean?
you know, you call me stupid, but you're dumber
Explain it
than
to
a
me.
rock.
So explain it
If
to
you
me.
don't know what that means.
What does it mean?
The ultimate understanding of the universe, it would be things like, how did the universe start? Where did the universe come from?
Those are discrete questions, right?
No.
You don't think those are discrete questions?
Well,
When
I
did
mean,
the universe
if you don't
begin?
know what the
How old
ultimate
is the
understanding
universe?
of the universe means, Irish, because I know you think you're smart, but you're an
Do
idiot.
you understand? There's no. Hang on.
You're in my
acting-
arena, buddy.
No, you're acting as though the
Beating
term.
me here.
You're acting like the term ultimate
You
understanding.
mean-
Sure, you're acting as though the term ultimate understanding is a term of art. It's not a term of art.
Well, okay. How
not a term
come?
of art.
How come when debating
What's a term
people
of
that
art?
are
What's a term of
knowledgeable?
art?
No, you're
What's a
not
term of
doing-
art?
You don't get to dodge.
What's a term
I
of
won't
art?
allow you to do that.
Okay, I'm asking you what.
I'm
Okay,
not
so
answering
tell
you
me,
because you're dodging. Answer
me-
my question. Are you
Sure.
going to answer it, or are you going to be intellectually dishonest like you are?
No. If you're asking
Yeah,
me,
yeah. Answer
if
it, cupcake. Come
sure.
on.
If you're asking me for the ultimate understanding, and you're defining the ultimate understanding as how did the universe begin? Is that what you're asking?
Ultimate understanding,
Ultimate understanding is not a term
knowledge.
of art.
How do you think with a rational mind? How? You tell me how.
How do you mean? How do I think?
How
It's
do
neurons
you?
firing
How
within
are
my
you
brain.
able?
Wow,
How
that's
are
where
you
we're
able?
banning
firing.
space.
It's neurons
How
firing
are
within my
you
brain,
able-
I'm explaining. It's neurons firing within my brain, pulling from a collective experience of many, many years, in order to be able to solve real-world, tangible, present issues that are facing me by pulling upon prior experience. How's that not an answer?
Because
Wait,
you
hang
ju-
on.
this,
How-
this is
wait, hang
what
on.
you
What- how is
atheists
that
do.
not an
You
answer?
dodge.
How's
You
that not an
dodge.
answer? What is that? How is that not an answer?
Well, it's an answer. It's a dishonest answer. That's what
what's
I meant
dishonest
to say.
about
Let
that
me
answer?
correct myself.
What's dishonest about that answer?
Because I asked you, what is your ultimate grounding?
No, you didn't. You asked
of
me whether or not
anything
I'm able to-
logical.
No, you asked
Yes,
me.
that was the first
how
question.
am I
and then
able
you
to
beat around the
rationally?
bush and you ran around.
What you asked me,
This is what you do, Irish. I mean, if
Okay.
I debate you on politics, you'll
Matt. How about this? If you are saying that I'm dodging your question, I want you to ask your question very clearly. Go, Matt. State your question very clearly.
I love how he can't comprehend what I'm
Stop
saying.
whining.
No.
Okay, so to everyone in the comments, when he's saying you can't comprehend, the term ultimate understanding, I'm pretty confident he's probably quoting a book, and it's probably some religious book that's called The Ultimate Understanding. The term ultimate understanding is not a term of art. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't suggest a meaning that other people are able to understand absent him explaining what it means. So when you say the ultimate understanding of the universe, the fuck does that mean? So asking a clarification question as to what it is you mean by the ultimate understanding of the universe, that's not a gotcha. That's actually indicating that you're using gibberish in order to sound smart. So explain, what do you mean when you say the ultimate understanding of the universe? If you're asking me how did the universe begin, if you're asking me is there a purpose to the universe, if you're asking me when the universe will end, if you're asking me how the universe grows or expands, those are questions. Asking me what's the ultimate understanding of the universe is a nonsense question. It's embarrassing, frankly. Matt, do you want to clarify? Since you're saying everyone knows what the ultimate understanding means, what does the ultimate understanding mean?
Oh my gosh. The things that enable are okay. Are you listening to me, Irish, or are you gonna like just start screaming into your mic again?
Ears wide open, Cupcake.
Okay, all right, thanks, buddy. What I'm asking you is what I mean by ultimate understanding is how do you have coherent experience or possession or employment of some kind of knowledge or cognitive ability, and where the revealed preconditions, do you hear that? Preconditions include what you question. How can you question anything without ultimate knowledge?
So I think you said what I understood you just said in a very rambling, incoherent way was how can you have a coherent experience in order to be able to rationally process the world? Is that the question you're asking?
Repeat that. I didn't hear you.
Sure. You said how can you have a coherent experience of rationalizing the world without preconceived notions?
Where did anybody in the chat just hear what I said?
Yeah, you talked about coherent experiences and preconceived notions without preconceived notions.
No, I did.
I know it sounds really stupid when I repeat back what you said.
No,
but
I
that's how
didn't,
stupid
because you
sound.
said without preconditions. I never said without.
Oh, so you said with preconceived notions?
Preconceived.
So without preconditions or with preconditions? Which is? Hang on, Matt. Matt, you've only got 3 minutes. Like, this is really annoying. Just get to the question. It's really frustrating.
What I'm asking you is, how do you and your... I'm going to really simplify this, and I hate I have to do it for him.
Oh, no, you've got a big brain. Please simplify it for me, Daddy.
In your mind...
Please simplify it for me.
You've dodged all my questions. This is every...
No, I've dodged. You've owned me.
You've dodged.
Do you understand you've literally been spouting gibberish?
No.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that mystic that Dawkins used to debate all the time?
Gibberish
that idiot who would say things that sound scientific but were just ramblings. What's his name again?
Gibberish to you.
Uh-huh.
Because you don't understand.
Quickly, ask the question.
Okay. What is your ultimate grounding for truth? How do you know what you are really seeing is the absolute truth? The things you experience, the things you know, the things you see. How do you know that is
empirically interacting with the world and confirming whether or not the neurons that are firing in your brain comport with
just
the physical
what I wanted.
world?
You dodged it. You did.
I'm answering. I'm literally answering the question.
No.
Empirically engaging with the world in order to be able to determine whether or not the neurons firing off in your brain, the concepts that the neurons firing off in your brain comport with the physical world around you. That would be how you do that.
That's not an answer. How do you know that your brain's telling you the truth? How do you know your brain's telling you the truth?
It's like I literally just said, by physically interacting with the world in order to be able to determine whether or not the outside physical world comports with the internal conceptualization of the world using the neurons firing in your brain. What was unfair or unclear about my answer, Matt?
Because that doesn't answer the question of how can you trust your own thoughts? Doesn't answer it at all.
So when you say, so that's a different question. That's a great question. That's an interesting question.
No, that's the same.
No, it's not the same. The first time you used the word trust. So when you're saying how can you trust your own thoughts, I would argue that there's no way of knowing you can trust your own thoughts. All you can do is use empirical experiences in order to be able to determine whether or not there's any falsity in the thoughts, which would indicate to you that there's some deception going on. And absent that happening, you're never able to really prove that what's happening in your brain is actually happening in the real world. And instead, I would say it's not that you're able to prove that your trust is merited. It's more so you have to make a choice. There is a faith involved in believing that your empirical interactions with the world comport with your conceptualization of the world, because you can never actually know the truth. You can only verify to the best of your ability.
Okay, are you going to let me talk, or are you just going to interrupt people? Like you do constantly because you're a rude degenerate.
What's wrong with my answer? You got 20 seconds. What's wrong with my answer?
You never answered it because you never told me why you can trust those neurons in your brain and why that's the absolute truth.
I just said you can't.
So what is your grounding for anything you believe? Why are you even on TikTok?
Closing statements.
Why are you on TikTok?
Closing statements, Matt. You get a minute.
My closing statement? Okay, here's my closing statement. Every question that I asked Irish, he dodged, and in fact, when I said, give me the truth, You know what he did? He literally pivoted and went on a rant about neurons in your brain that had nothing to do with ultimate truth. Ultimate truth would mean you absolutely know that that is the truth. And he goes, "Wow, the neurons in my brain." First of all, please, he didn't even describe it properly, how the neurons work. He literally didn't even describe it properly. Probably doesn't even know the number of the universe. Anyways, my closing statement is this guy, I mean, he is really smart when it comes to politics. He should be a politician. He's a genius. But Irish, please come to my live stream and have a debate. I won't mute you at all, where we can have an actual debate because you just dodged.
Isn't enough? I might fuck you and I fuck your Twitter. Fuck you. Love this song.
She's an Xbox and I'm more Atari. But the way you play your game in there,
Pictures of fool, falls in love with you.
she's cold. Well, just don't you know. I've got some news for you.
That was a great.
Yeah, welcome to how
Shut up, bitch.
you're immature. You play.
That was really good, Irish. I really enjoyed that.
I think my closing statement beat yours, Mark, Cope, or Matt, or whatever your name
Yeah,
is.
same.
Okay, but like,
You learn how to. This idiot learn
bro,
how to read.
you and fucking
Learn how to read?
Yeah, learn how to read. My name's Matt, not Mark.
All right, y'all got your fucking 10 minutes.
Bye, Matt. I'm looking
Matt.
forward to the videos you make on me.
Yeah.
Please make me look
fucking
pretty. Why are you up here, absolute gentlemen?
Yeah, when did he come up?
Moderators invited me.
Huh?
Because one of your moderators invited me.
Why do you hang out with that fucking loser? I don't understand it. Like, are you that hurt by people that you just hang out with losers who validate you? Like, it's weird.
A loser who validates me, or a person who treats me like a person and doesn't belittle me like you did.
Didn't you deserve to be belittled to some degree? Didn't you tell me to go grape my mom?
So I wanted to yap about something. So
Hang on, absolute gentlemen, stay here. We'll bring you up in 2 minutes. Go ahead.
yeah, so I wanted to yap about something. So I filled out a training survey for the job that I have on my campus, like the job that doesn't pay me money, but I have a scholarship for that job. And I fucking went into specifically an incident that happened during training that I just thought was insane. So for context, I have a job on campus where we had extensive training for this job because it's very I don't know. It's just it's a lot to deal with because you have to be a mediator, problem solver, blah blah blah, And so they have these things called behind closed doors, and what a behind closed door is, it's scenario acted out by the people who, are returning for another year in the position. And it's basically them acting out a scenario, and the new people have to go into these scenarios and they have to act out what they would do. Hold on, I'll let you up in a second, Boston. And they act out what they would do if they were responding to this scenario. Well, we had a behind closed door, and by we I mean fucking me. We had a behind closed door. And Ernesto, shut Shut up. I'm not saying anything.
It's a good point, though, based on what we recently talked about, Mac. Just as a heads up, but go on.
I'm not saying anything identifying.
Wait, hang on. Boston, don't report. Boston, we're going to bring you up. Just give us like 5 minutes, Boston.
Yeah, I just want to yap. I'm not being identifying. I'm being very vague. But anyways, so what I wanted to say was that, hold on, I'm looking for a background to put back up. Okay, here we go. So what I wanted to say again was that, like, so we had this behind closed door scenario where, so the first day that we did them, they were pretty light topic wise. The second day was more heavy topics like suicide and then like Title IX situations, things like that you had to like respond to and problem solve for. And they didn't give me, like, they didn't give us a heads up on what room we were going to be walking into, what scenario we were going to be responding to, like nothing. So I walk into this room, and mind you, I'm with a group of other people, my other like people who I work with, who are like also new. And there's also a bunch of people in the room, in the scenario, that are either acting out or just watching, that are like the returners. So anyways, I walk into this room and I'm the only one responding to this scenario, right? Like the other people, it's not like we're all responding to it. Like it's literally just me. And I'm responding to this hypothetical scenario. And basically it ended up being a Title IX like scenario. And it was just really like, I don't know, insensitive, I guess. And basically after this, they all like were giving feedback and criticism on like what could have been done better in the response. And this guy that like, he didn't even participate in the scenario, he gave feedback, which I just thought was like bullshit. And so anyways, it was just like a really like, I don't know, it left a bad like taste in my mouth for like this specific training activity that we had to do. And so I wrote so much about this. I was just like going like in the survey, I wrote so much about this specific scenario. And the girl that that was in my group, that was there with me, that like witnessed all of this, she also wrote a very lengthy response. And yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to yap about that. But we both wrote very lengthy responses, so they're definitely gonna know that was us that like said those things, because like obviously we were the only two there who like had an issue with like what was said. But again, like I just like something about like role playing like Title IX scenarios kind of like, I don't think that like, I think that's weird. I don't know.
I think it's weird that like they're going to be able to identify you. That's frustrating and annoying. And
well, they're going to be able to identify me because obviously I was fucking crying at the end of this scenario. Like, and then, of course, like they're going to be able to identify my friends because she was also the like one who was like she was there and she witnessed this, and she was definitely like, I don't know, she definitely was, but yeah, like my boss, they're gonna read this and they're gonna know it was me. They're gonna be like, this girl. But honestly, that's good, because I do want them to change things that they had done. Like, they could have told us what we were walking into. And they could have said, this is going to be this topic. If you don't want to take this topic and you want to give it to someone else, you can do that. And then also, I think that people who aren't responding to this hypothetical fucking scenario, they shouldn't be able to respond. They shouldn't be able to give feedback at the end of what you did wrong whenever they weren't even the ones in the scenario having to respond to it. Call me crazy, but I don't think that those people should be giving feedback, especially when they haven't ever done the job, so they don't even know what is good feedback. So, anyways, that was just my rant because it still pisses me off that, like, I don't know, every time I think about that, that just pisses me off because, like, I hate when people think that they know things and they don't actually know anything. So, yeah. My boss is definitely gonna know that was me. But yeah, we can let Boston up now. I just wanted to yap about it because,
I hear you. You want to get it off your chest.
Hello?
What's up, Boston? You wanted to report, so I assume you've got a lot to share.
No, I just was here trying to respectfully talk about the false accusation thing, but you guys just like, I don't even know where that went. But okay, no, I didn't report because I'm not a you know what. I can wait. But am I gonna be able to speak or what's up? Okay. All right. So anyway, false accusations, do they ruin lives? I mean, you can't determine someone's perspective, correct? Right? I mean, and how they feel or anything like that. So, again, but anyway, there are a lot of false accusations. For example, this is becoming a new, very common thing for young, either men or women, particularly men. I'll do it again, like, I don't fucking care. It's just all these people are gonna, like, just, ugh, it's weird. But anyway, particularly young men that just turn 18, I don't know, they text a girl online or something, and she's legally 15, but she says she's 18. So, you know, they have consensual, right? And the parents find out of the 15-year-old false accusations of rape but they consented. The point I'm making is it's a false accusation based off of that girl's age. Like, what do you
How is that a false accusation? They would be charged in that situation with statutory rape.
No, they
Hang
charged
on, sorry,
they
Boston.
charged the guy.
That's not a
No,
false
she
accusation.
lied about her age. So you expect 18-year-olds to be carding people?
Boston,
What?
what's a false accusation?
Oh, it's something you guys define. I've been here the whole time. Listen.
Okay, let's see if you've learned anything. What's a false
A
accusation?
false accusation is just like accusing somebody. You said it doesn't go anything like through the court or whatever. Like, I don't know.
You've been
just
watching
some-
for an hour and that's your best? Okay.
No, I
False
haven't.
accusation is when
I
an
checked
individual
out.
claims to be a victim of rape and there was no rape and or they identify
That's what I
intentionally the
mean.
wrong person. Well, you
It
didn't do
was
that, right?
consensual.
So do you believe that a child can consent to have sex with an adult?
So why did she lie? No, I don't.
Boston, can you answer the question?
I don't. I don't
Why
support that.
So why do you keep saying it was consensual when an adult had sex with a child? Why do you
Because
keep calling that
The
consensual?
the 15-year-old said she was 18. This has
Was it
actually been a
consensual,
long
yes or no?
thing. I mean, yeah. In
Okay,
his
so you do.
mind,
So you
right?
believe. So you believe again that adults,
And
that children can consent to have sex with adults.
Like, she is lying about her age. So to the
Boston,
man,
I understand she's lying about her age, right?
Okay.
I'm
Yep.
trying to help you understand that
So-
is entirely separate from the question as
Okay.
to whether or not she's
Ask it
able to
again. Ask it again.
consent. Sure.
no, they cannot.
Great. So do you
18.
believe that the 15-year-old consented to have sex with the 18-year-old? Yes or no?
I mean, if you want to talk in legal terms, they need their parents technically, right? Like,
Do you think a 15-year-old morally can consent to have sex with an adult?
they
Morally,
are
I don't know if you
impersonating as an
know.
adult.
I don't know if you know, but morally means, do you think it's just right or wrong? Do you think it is right that we should allow minors to decide that for their own good that
No.
no? So the answer is no. So
But
I
they
swear
try-
to hang on. I believe that it would be very offensive for you to be called a Petrie. Am I correct about that, Boston?
A what?
A pedophile. You'd be really upset if I called you a pedophile, correct?
I mean, I know I'm not, so I'd be like, what the, you
Okay.
know.
But right now, I need you to understand that you are spreading the type of
Listen.
words and rhetoric
No, this
that
is
helps
like a real
pedophiles because
thing.
you're
Do you know what
Boston. Are you on substances?
smextortion is? Do
Are
you
you
know?
on substances?
Nah, dude, I wish I would
Did you
need it
used
for
to be
this.
on substances for a very long time?
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. But
Okay,
it's
how old are you?
Boston. I'm 30.
Okay, you're not listening to the conversation. I'm going to go very slowly.
All right.
A
Okay.
child cannot
Yes.
consent to have sex with an adult, correct?
Correct.
And that's legally, correct?
Correct.
And morally, you also agree we should not believe or endorse the idea that a child can consent to have sex. Morally, correct?
Correct.
Great. Okay. So that 15-year-old did not consent to have sex with an adult, correct?
See, I mean, this is where we can agree to disagree, right?
No,
I
this is
mean,
where you're too stupid to understand that her lying has
bro,
nothing to do with consent.
are you
So let
being
me
like,
ask you a question,
as
Boston.
a
If an
guy, how are you
8-year-old
defending this?
if an
For real.
8-year-old child
No, I mean,
lies to an 18-year-old and says that they're an adult, is that 8-year-old consenting to have sex with the 18-year-old?
so 18-year-olds need to card people, right? Like,
Did you hear what I just said?
no,
Who in your family went to jail for this?
nobody, but I
Someone
seen
in your
it.
family, someone close to
That
you has gotten in
now
trouble.
they all died in the streets, you know.
Someone close to you got in trouble for this.
No, I'm
Bro,
not.
what?
I'm trying to speak
What?
up. It's like a really common
Hold on,
thing.
hold on, hold on. Amy, who said that? Boston said that? Or. Because that's weird. Boston, did you say that I should have abortions and not breed? Who said that?
Yeah, because you were making stupid ass points. Like,
Wait,
come
do you
on.
think that you should breed, Boston?
I have kids. Yeah, I do.
I know, but what I'm asking you is, do you think that you should breed and Max shouldn't breed?
I have
And also,
every.
why would you say breed? That's a
I have
weird
every
way to
right
like refer
and
to
I have
that.
every right not to. You know what I mean? You guys got this weird little club thing. You're probably on. I don't even know what it's called. That app where you guys are talking to one another. It's so weird, dude. Like, why are you
I
doing
think you're
this?
weird for like referring
Okay.
to birth as breeding, one, and then two.
Okay. Excuse me, birth. Sorry, did I hurt your feelings? I apologize.
No, you didn't. But
So
again,
why is it
I mean,
weird
like,
then? Come on, bro. Like,
it's
can I
like, why?
speak?
Why are you saying that?
Why are we going
I
off topic?
shouldn't have kids?
Why are you going off topic? Are you that hurt?
I mean,
I mean,
know,
I believe
it's
it should be
weird.
legal for people like you, honestly, quite frankly, because you're trying to argue
What does
stupid
that
ass
mean?
points.
What is it
What
she
does that
argues for that you think is stupid? Because so far you've argued for the idea
No.
that a minor can have sex with an adult and
So it's
it's
okay
consensual.
for a 15-year-old who knows rationally what she's
Boston.
doing.
Oh,
or
so she knows.
Whatever.
So then she is able to consent.
I mean, she's enforcing it and engaging. So I mean,
Boston, have you ever been sexually assaulted? If you don't mind me asking that question.
I don't think that's really like a topic to be like asking.
Well, there's a
What does that
number
have
of
to do?
people who are
Right.
people who were sexually assaulted when they were children, and they go forward and they grow up to be adults. And in order to be able to deal with what it has happened to them as a child, they start, because they've blamed themselves, because they were taught that they were in the wrong for what happened, or that nothing bad happened. They grow up to be adults who believe that minors are to blame for having sex with adults. The reason why I'm asking you
I'm
that
not
is
saying that.
you are up here arguing that the 15-year-old should have known better. And in my experience,
Yeah.
young girls who are
Were you in high
great,
school?
young girls who are great at a young age, they will often grow up to be adults who will say things like that due to internalizing
No.
what happened to them.
No, you're
So that's
like
why I asked that
completely
question.
wrong.
Well, I'm not wrong. I asked a question.
I mean, good guess, but no.
So
I'm
then why are you
somebody-
up here advocating for the idea that minors can have sex with adults?
So she's just
Alright,
a scumbag.
Listen, like, are we not? Can we? Oh my god, bro!
You're
like,
literally
I'm
advocating
not. I'm
that
not.
the 15-year-old is
actually.
rational enough
these
to
men
be
get
able to be
charged.
responsible.
All right. How about let's make it a little bit
Boston.
better, right? 16 and 18. Is that better?
The 18-year-old should have looked at some sort of an identification
Oh.
of date of birth. That's
Yeah.
really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You, as the 18-year-old, if you believe, if you even think that there's a
God,
chance
bro.
that this person could potentially be underage, you should be doing your due diligence and checking an ID
Oh.
card.
Okay, my bad. I didn't know it was like a bar or some. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh,
I mean, you're having sex
please.
with them, so why would you not take that precaution? Women have to take precautions every single day to avoid being raped. Why don't men take the simple precautions? Why don't men take the simple precautions of verifying an age before they get with a random stranger?
That's true. We can flip the roles too. It's not just
Exactly.
like
So
men.
let's start
right?
asking what men can do better instead of literally, we
Dude,
put
it's an
the onus.
18-year-old.
Hold on.
It's
Hold
barely
on.
an adult, bro. Like,
We literally, okay, well, a 15-year-old's a child. Barely an adult and a child.
the young adolescent.
Yeah, so again, why do we put the onus of responsibility onto women to protect themselves every single time when it should be? Like, why is it always women have to do this, women have to do that, when we could start encouraging men to also take precautions?
Okay, it
Why is
goes.
it always women's fault? It's
It goes-
always
no.
women's fault in
I
society.
only mentioned it because there is a case I was following of this young man who had to register because of something like this. The girl was 16, right?
That's statutory rape, yes.
Yeah. So,
Doesn't
but like,
matter. You shouldn't have had sex with someone who was underage.
I understand. I'm not validating it, bro. Like, but
But you're also like bringing it up for what reason exactly?
don't think this ruins lives because she lied about her age. I didn't know we're in a world where we need
Again,
to like.
this
Can we-
man
I need
should have
to
done
ask about your pronouns.
You
too
should have done
before
due
we date?
diligence.
Like,
You should
So-
have done your due diligence and not been a horny, like,
Were you in high
know,
school at all?
young adult.
Hey, Boston, I have a question for
Yeah, I
you.
was. I wasn't a horny fucking fuck
I
who
wasn't
wanted to
either.
have sex
Like-
with minors.
Boston,
Like-
I
Oh
have,
my God,
Boston, I have a
bro.
question for you. Do you
What?
think a 14-year-old who lies to a 20-year-old and has sex with a 20-year-old, right? And that 20-year-old ends up going to jail for statutory rape, right? Do you believe that 14-year-old should receive a criminal punishment and incarceration due to their
Now we're
lying?
stretching the age numbers a little bit. No.
So you don't think the 14-year-old? Do you think a 16-year-old who lies to a 22-year-old, and the 22-year-old believes that the 22-year-old believes the 16-year-old is being honest, and the 22-year-old goes to jail for statutory rape? Do you think the 16-year-old should be punished?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why do you want to punish a victim of statutory rape? Because that is what you're doing. I know that's exactly where you're
I'm
going
not
with this.
trying to validate
You
that
want to
at
hold the
all
child
whatsoever.
accountable. You want to
Like-
hold the child
No,
accountable.
I'm just someone who has like sons, and I don't want these ladies
Well,
thinking
then
they're
teach them
grown.
to
Teach them not to have
Listen,
sex with
listen,
children.
listen. No.
Teach them not to have sex with children.
Listen.
It's that easy,
I'm
Boston.
not
Do you
going
think
to,
you could
bro.
teach your children not to have sex with
Yeah,
children?
I can,
Okay, so
actually.
you won't have that problem then, right?
But these women out here are like acting like they're grown at 12 years old. It's ridiculous. Like,
How about you teach your boys some self-control and
these
restraint?
women?
I
You
will.
mean these 12? Hold on. You mean these 12-year-old children? Why are you calling 12-year-olds women? What the fuck is wrong with you?
said they're acting.
clearly don't have
I
any
never said
daughters.
women.
You clearly
Never
don't
said
have any
women.
daughters.
Nah, dude, I don't.
You're a boy mom. You're a boy fucking pick me mom who's gonna be in love with his. You're gonna be in love with your like child, and it's gonna be a weird ass relationship. You're gonna be like 50 years old. You're gonna have your child bringing home their fiance, and you're gonna be fucking weird about it. And you're gonna be like, not my baby boy. Why is my baby boy dating this girl
Does
who
this
I
make you feel
hate?
bad,
Like,
dude? Like, I don't understand.
yeah,
What I'm
you're
trying to
fucking
say
gross.
is it's a very
Go have a girl. Go breed in your words. Go breed and have a girl, and then come back to me whenever you gain some empathy for little girls. Go breed and have a girl, and then maybe we'll talk. You're fucking weird. Like, you're weird. Maybe teach your boys not to be rapists and have sex with little children. Or also maybe teach your teach your boys to check ID cards if they're really scared about it. You could also do that if you're really that worried about it. Tell them and maybe also perhaps tell them not to hook up with people off of like Tinder at the age of 18. That also might be a good option, is to not at the age of 18 hook up with random people on Tinder. I don't think that, like, you know, that's a good idea for your boys. So, Irish, you should go live because I wanna go. Like, I don't want to be like the host.
Okay, I'll go live right now. To anyone who, can you send me that background right now? And to anyone
Yeah.
who's in here right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go live, and let me check who's in the box. Hang on. So we have Yappington, Jess, and Matt in the box. I'll invite those three people up first. Yapping, Jess, and Matt. If they join within the first minute, I'll bring them up first. But what I'm going to ask as Mac is ending this, Mac, don't end it yet. As Mac is ending this, I'm going to beg you all to go to her videos, go to the top video, not the top pinned video, but the most recent video she posted, and please just like it and comment as much as you can.
They can't see the pin video.
Okay, great. So go to her videos and at the top video, like it, comment on it, and if you can repost it, that would be great. And then the other thing I'm going to say is Shubity here right now?
I think so.
Is Shubity in the comments?
I'm looking through the thing.
I did. It's
She's
not
here.
showing right. Okay, so Shubes, are you leaving now or are you leaving in an hour? Shubes, are you leaving now? Like, can you give me an actual time you're leaving so that Brady, follow me back. I'm going to be going live. Shubity is done in 15 minutes. Okay, great. In 5 minutes. Okay, so Shubity, join me on the live. Everyone join me on the live. Sure, Matt, I'll bring you an absolute up. I don't care. I'll be live in 3 minutes. No, I'll be live much quicker than that. Someone go check out our videos, and I'm gonna go live right now. In fact, Matt,
Okay.
can you stay live? Let me go live, and then you can tell people I'm live.
I guess. Go, hurry.
Everybody, follow me right now.
Go. 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 He's thirsty for opposition. So, I'll wait for him to tell me that he's live. Then I'll end it. Thanks, Jess. I don't know, just you'll find it. If you look up Irish and NYC, it'll come up, I'm sure. Okay, I'm sure he's live, so I'm gonna end it now. Everyone go over to his live, look up Irish and NYC. He will literally be live right now. So, everyone go.